Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I know you've already probably seen 1,000 different videos and read 1,000 different blogs talking about the revamp of the American Express Gold Card. I'm pretty late to discussing that topic, but I want to give some of my thoughts on that and American Express as a whole, and why I feel that what they have been doing lately has been very smart for their business, but not really ideal for people who are deeper in the points and miles game. One thing that we can't forget in the points and miles game is that American Express is a business. They are not in the game of losing money. Sure, we want to be able to use their points and be able to take advantage of their cards, but they are a Fortune 500 company. We want to win, but they have to win. The American Express Gold Card has been a fan favorite to many people, including myself, for a lot of years because of the fact that it gives you 4x back on all things eats. So you get 4x back on your dining and grocery purchases. But because the annual fee is so high, you need to spend a decent amount in these categories to make this card make sense. I've been working on different welcome offers while having the American Express Gold Card, and while I was using this card for my dining and grocery purchases, I was also shuffling those cards just so I could end up hitting the minimum spend requirement. And what I realized was, although I was getting myself a decent amount of American Express points, I wasn't killing it with the American Express program from my American Express Gold Card as compared to if I just happen to have a 3x back card for dining and groceries that has no annual fee. The added effort of using a service like Grubhub every single month became both costly and annoying. It became costly because even though I get myself $10 towards Grubhub, there wasn't a single time where I only spent $10 on the Grubhub service. And Grubhub, as a service to make money themselves, always upcharges the different items that you're going to be ordering on Grubhub. I did at first enjoy trying out different restaurants each month, but I will admit it eventually became tiresome to have to keep up with this month after month. So what I decided to do was to search and look for different cards I could add into my wallet that would end up being easy, but also have no annual fee. So I added in the City Custom Cash card to my wallet, which gives me 5x back in groceries every single month. And then also, I put in my Chase Freedom Flex card into my wallet, giving me 3x back on dining each month. What I love about having these two no annual fee cards in my wallet is that I never get an added desire to spend on them. With my American Express Gold Card, I had this feeling that if I didn't use the Grubhub credit, well then I was losing money. But with my City Custom Cash card and also my Chase Freedom Flex card, if I want to eat at fancy restaurants all month, I can do that. Or if I want to eat instant ramen and also just cans of tuna all month, I can do that as well. But there's no added desire to use these cards more than I really feel like I want to. The $250 annual fee hit my American Express Gold Card, and I contacted Amex being ready to cancel the card, but before I did what anyone should do, which is I asked them for a retention offer. And they offered me 10,000 membership reward points if I could spend $2,000 in the next 3 months. Now, if I didn't already hear the rumors about the American Express Gold Card's revamp and the new added credits that are going to be added onto it, I might have actually not even taken this offer and still just canceled the card. But knowing that I was going to get myself some additional credits at the lower annual fee, I decided to take it and then also add in those 10,000 additional membership reward points. But seeing the new credits that have been added to the American Express Gold Card, being the $100 towards Resi, broken up twice throughout the year, and then also the $7 towards Dunkin' Donuts, giving you $84 in Dunkin's for the entire year. Now for a $325 annual fee, I'm pretty certain that unless I get another juicy retention offer, the American Express Gold Card will not be in my wallet next year. There is no reason to give these banks additional money that you do not have to. American Express has been very smart in the last 3 years when it comes to acquiring a ton of new customers, what I believe to be at a very little cost to them. Like, I don't know how much American Express is paying for this $7 a month Dunkin' credit, but I would bet anything that they are not paying full price for this credit. In fact, for many of the credits that have been added to different American Express cards, I wonder if they're paying any of that money at all. What I think American Express is probably doing is that they're telling these different businesses that they're going to be able to acquire new customers who are going to be using their service either month after month or quarter after quarter, and then what they're going to do, American Express, is going to be advertising their business to these customers by telling them they can get themselves a credit. So it ends up being a win-win for all parties involved. So then what American Express does is they jack up the annual fee and then pocket the additional money. Very smart on American Express's side. Now, I have no evidence on what I'm saying to be accurate. This is just a guess, but we all can agree that American Express has gained a lot of customers in the last few years. Since the pandemic, American Express's welcome offers have tripled. I remember back in 2019, American Express used to have their Amex Platinum card with a welcome offer of 60,000 points. Now, some people did get targeted for 100,000 points, but that ended up being like a special offer that not everyone got. Now, if you fast forward to 2024, the average welcome offer for the American Express Platinum Card is like 150,000 points. I've even seen 175,000 points. And now they don't only give you 3 months to hit the minimum spend, but instead they give you 6 months. Now, I'm not complaining about getting higher welcome offers and more time to hit the minimum spend, but what I'm saying is that if you compare it to all the other banks out there, no one has increased their welcome offers anywhere close to what American Express has. Let's look back again at the American Express Platinum Card. If you go back 5 years ago, the American Express Platinum Card only had 3 credits. They had the Uber credit, the Saks Fifth credit, and the Airline Incidentals credit. And all those people who talk about effective annual fee, well, these credits only added up to being $500, and at the time, the annual fee for this card was $550, so you'd be in the negative from having this card. But that negative effective annual fee didn't really matter to most of the people who had this card a few years ago because American Express was mainly targeting higher spenders. Sure, you may have been in the negative to begin with, but what other card was giving you 5x back on flights like American Express? The only other one out there was, I believe, the Citi Prestige, but they ended up scrapping that card because I'm pretty sure that Citi was losing a ton of money on that card trying to outperform American Express's Platinum Card. Once American Express revamped the Platinum Card, they skyrocketed the welcome offer, they added in what they considered to be over $1,000 worth of credits, and then they moved the annual fee to the current $695. The word effective annual fee started to get thrown around left and right, and then all these new cardholders began to make themselves Excel spreadsheets to make it make sense to have themselves the American Express Platinum Card. In fact, so many people have gotten the American Express Platinum Card in the last few years that American Express has stopped letting people bring in guests without having to pay a hefty fee due to overcrowding. But after American Express saw how well this went with their Platinum Card, all they did was just carry on this trend to many of their other cards. If you have an American Express card in your wallet, there's probably a chance that you are thinking about one of the credits that you need to use for this month so you don't end up losing money. American Express's plan has worked to a T. They gained themselves a wave of new customers. They also were able to jack up the annual fees for many of their cards by adding in benefits that probably cost them either very little or nothing at all. And then what ends up happening is these customers look at these different credits that are added to these cards, and anyone who understands basic elementary math can realize that, well, if I end up putting in the work, then I can actually end up coming out ahead with these credits. But the only way you come out ahead is by using their cards. And this is where the maximizers have become unhappy. The reason is the people who are maximizers know that they need to have multiple different cards to actually maximize. They need to have a card that's going to give them 5x back on flights, a card that's going to give them 5x back on dining, another card that's going to give them 5x back on groceries. They end up choosing points cards because they know that points have more potential, and also points cards on average tend to have a lot larger welcome offers as compared to most cashback cards. Now, though the maximizers only want to hit higher multipliers, this isn't something that works very well for the banks. If every person who had the American Express Platinum Card only used the American Express Platinum Card for flights, American Express would lose a lot of money with that card. This is the reason why many cards have caps on higher multipliers, either every single month, every single quarter, or every single year, because the banks are not in the game of losing money. But what American Express has done that is absolutely genius is that they've made these credits become monthly, meaning that you can get the value of these credits, but you're gonna have to put in the work to get the value. For someone who only has the American Express Gold Card, this isn't an issue. But if you happen to have the American Express Gold Card, the American Express Platinum Card, one of the Marriott Cards, and then also one of the Delta Cards, well, this is a lot of credits to have to be working through month after month, and it's not really that much value that you're actually gonna be getting from all this work. Now, I know some people may think, but I'm getting a ton of value for these credits. Are you really after the annual fee? Think about the effort you are putting in towards getting these credits. If I told you that once a month, if you want to meet up at a Dunkin' Donuts, I will buy you $7 worth of Dunkin' Donuts, how many times throughout the year would you take me up on that offer? Do you think that you would take me up each and every single month? Because I believe that very few people would want to meet up with me 12 times throughout the year just to get themselves $7 worth of free Dunkin' Donuts. Let's look at it this way. I live in West LA, and if a buddy of mine told me that if I drive to downtown LA, I could pick up an $84 Dunkin' Donuts gift card, there is no way I'm driving 2 hours round trip in LA traffic past 20,000 homeless encampments just to be able to pick myself $84 in Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. And the funny thing is, this one trip would actually be less time consuming and also mental effort than what most people are putting in to try to figure out when they're gonna be using this Dunkin' credit each month so they don't end up losing money. This is why I said it is genius what American Express is doing with their cards. because they know that it's not worth the effort for most people. So what's gonna end up happening is the ones who aren't profitable, who are just trying to be maximizers, are gonna be weaned out from having their cards. They know that they can put high annual fees on their cards because people are gonna come up with an effective annual fee, and the customers who end up keeping their cards are either gonna be ones who aren't gonna be using these credits, or they're gonna be customers who are gonna use these credits, but are only gonna maybe have one American Express card, which they're probably gonna end up putting all of their spend on. The big point that I'm trying to get here is if you could remove American Express from your brain and just imagine if someone came up to your door, knocked on it, and told you that for an annual fee, you could get some of the different benefits that many of these cards are offering, how many people would actually go through these hoops? If you're using your American Express cards as your primary cards, then they make a ton of sense to have in your wallet. But if you're shuffling them through your wallet like I was, and then making sure that you use each of the credits just so you don't end up losing out on money, I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze. Now, this isn't me saying that American Express has bad cards that you shouldn't get them. American Express has many great cards. This is just me telling you to ask yourself if you would go through all of these mental gymnastics in a different situation in your life. Because my feeling is that most of us wouldn't. But American Express has some damn good marketing. Hopefully you enjoy this video. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts about the change to the American Express Gold Card? And also, what are your thoughts about all the different credits that American Express has been adding to their cards over the past few years? Now, if you haven't been interested in any American Express cards, check out my referral links in the description box down below to learn more. If you do decide to use any of my links, it does really help out the channel, and I'll be incredibly thankful for your support. If you happen to have any questions, also drop this down in the comment section down below. I'll do the best I can to answer them. If you happen to really like this video, do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video, and have a beautiful rest of your day.